What's good, y'all? Welcome to an episode of the GinTV podcast. As always, your boy Ease.
It's your boy Manu.
And A1DasauceGod.
Actually, and I'm going to start introducing you as Charlemagne the God from now on.
Charlemagne.
We got TikTok's most hated in the building today.
What up?
Yo, congratulations.
I finally made
Good
it.
for you, bro.
Mama, I made it.
Still don't agree with what you said, but
Oh, no, completely disagree, but
we'll save that for another episode.
Yeah.
But it's another episode of the monthly wrap-up, October edition. And how was your month?
good month.
I've had better.
I bet you have. I bet you have had better.
Aside from TikTok, I've had
I mean,
better.
we got dragged across TikTok, but I feel like it was a good month.
It
I enjoyed the hate and the love at the same time.
was a decent month.
Yeah.
But I think the person that really owned this month, the month of October, was definitely Dave Chappelle.
Absolutely.
Oh,
yeah.
definitely. Yeah.
Like, Dave Chappelle was trending all October. You know, I think rightfully so. I mean, whether you agree with or disagree with what he said, I think he was definitely the biggest thing out. You know what I mean?
Right.
His special definitely made headways. Y'all watch it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What did y'all think of the special?
I think he did a great job. You know, I think he subconsciously did exactly what he was talking about. Like, he kind of put it out there to show, like, there's really, like, no, you know, there's no having a conversation with certain people. Like, some people just are fueled by hate. And exactly that is exactly what happened after, you know?
I completely agree with you. Like, the hate that he's getting is completely unnecessary. Like, he articulated himself so well in his takes and how he explained, like, everything that I don't see why these people are just getting so...
These people?
Those people. I'm going to refer to them as those
Those
people. Or them.
them.
I'm gonna refer to them as them. I don't know why them are getting so mad. Like, it's a joke. Like, he's making a joke.
But here's my question, right? Is it fair just because you're a comic that you can make a joke about any and every situation?
Yes.
You think it's fair?
Yes.
So, like
I don't think...
so God forbid, right? Somebody in your family dies. If Dave Chappelle finds it funny enough, he can write a joke about it.
I don't think
Yeah.
any and every situation.
Like he said, it's funny until it's you.
Okay.
But like, the person who died in my family had to have died in a funny way. Like,
Okay.
he was jerking off or some shit, and he passed
Cardiac
out
arrest.
and hit his head on the toilet, and he died. Like, that's funny. Like,
Okay.
if it's funny, if it was a car accident and he making a joke about it, that's not funny.
But don't you think that's how, like, the trans community seeing it? Like, you know what I'm saying? Just because I think things are always funny to the people that are not affected by it, right?
Yeah.
But then, like, when you're talking about, like, somebody, right? And, like, especially, like, if a comedian is making a joke, right, and it's specific to you, right? Even though if he's saying it in a funny way, like, you don't think, like, you're going to feel some type of way?
See, but here's the difference between what exactly you just said. You said, like, if somebody in his family died and here's a group of people, that's a specific situation. That's a sensitive situation.
Yeah.
Versus an entire class of people. Like, they're two different things. Like, for him to make a joke about, God forbid, like 9/11, that's a tragic situation, you know?
There's
But
been
think
plenty of
about
jokes
how
about
many
9/11.
jokes, exactly. But then think about how many jokes about, you know, people from that type of nationality, or people that or even resemble them, you know? Like, every time you get on a plane, like, you kind of have this urge, and like, people make jokes about that. You kind of have like the same thought that, okay, like, is this one of them, you know? Like, what if somebody made a joke about a big black guy with braids? It'd be like, all right, that's oddly fucking specific to me, but it's a fucking joke at the end of the day.
Yo, going back to what you said, like, he made a joke about his own friend, his own trans friend that killed herself.
Yeah.
Like, that was something that was personal and dear to him, and he brought it out and he turned it into a joke at the end.
But do you think he's using it, like, as a way to justify him saying whatever he can say, right? Like, say, like, we've all heard white people say, right? I'm not racist. I have a black friend, right?
Yeah.
Is what Dave Chappelle doing the same thing? Like, oh, I'm not transphobic. I have a trans
No,
friend.
absolutely not, because I
You think it's different?
Yeah, absolutely.
It's
Because I
different.
think that, you know, Jay-Z also made a point where somebody asked Jay-Z, like, why is Dave Chappelle his favorite comedian? He was like, because there's always a hidden message between
There is.
his
Yep.
jokes. And I think, like I said, exactly the example that he was giving is exactly what they did after. He kind of like foreshadowed what would happen after he came out with like this comedy show. I think like, you know, like it's okay for him to talk about a situation that's dear to him because it happened to him. I don't think it was like a segue or like a scapegoat to like talk shit about a class of people. And quite frankly, I don't even think he talked shit about them. I think like he made certain jokes about them that were like some people may not be happy about, but for the most part, you know, he was just sharing his experiences and his issues, the issue that he sees within that community, which most people are afraid to even speak up and talk about.
So like, you don't think he's transphobic then, right?
Absolutely not. No.
No, absolutely not. No, I don't think so.
I mean, because that seems like that's really what like the backlash he's getting, right? Like people like are just classifying him as transphobic. And you know what? If you can look, you got your phone already. Like if you could look up what the actual definition of transphobic is, and then we could kind of dissect if what he's doing is actually it.
I mean, while I'm doing this, it's kind of like I think the way how people are giving him shit about being transphobic is kind of not even trying to put us on that scale, but you dropped the clip where we were talking about submissive women, and people are trying to say we're misogynistic. So I think just because you speak on it, you speak on a certain class of people, and people may not agree with you. I feel like they use that as an opportunity to say that you just hate me. No, I don't just hate you. There may be certain characteristics I hate about the things you do, but I don't hate you as a person. And I think that's where we're trying to give like this blanketed hate, like you're a blanketed enemy just because I spoke against you.
Going back to your original question, I feel like the question about like whether comedians get a free pass.
Yeah.
It's like that is the art, is getting a free pass. Like when you turn it into a joke, and that's what you do for a living, right? You're a comedian.
Skill.
It takes a lot of skill. And he's in all of his jokes is narrating a story.
Yeah.
That he's experienced in his life. It's not like he's just coming up with jokes that are just like, oh, you're fat, your mom's fat. You know what I mean? Like, but nobody's mom's fat. Like, what are you talking about? You know what I mean? It's more of his like story. He's storytelling.
Or I hate
a message.
Or he's coming on and just saying I hate trans women or I hate trans men because of X, Y, and Z,
right.
with no real basis behind it. Like he's talking about he's telling a story of his own experience, and then given how that situation made him feel, he's human like the rest of us. You know, like we all do the same thing. We all have our own separate experiences. But the definition that you were looking for is having or showing a dislike or prejudice against transsexual or transgender people.
I mean, yeah, can you look up one more word for me as I taught turf? Because he talked about that word on it, and I forgot exactly what that meant.
Okay.
But yeah, I don't think by that definition he's exactly being transphobic, right? I think the fear from the trans people is a lot of stupid people are out there, right? And sometimes like they don't have the sense to interpret a joke in the way it's supposed to be presented, right? So say someone like just hears that joke, right? And he's kind of like, you know, he's obviously talking shit about trans people, right? Or he's making a joke about it, right? And some people like hear that joke and it's like, all right, yeah, yo, fucking Dave Chappelle's got it right, bro. Fuck the trans people, you know what I mean? And that's not how he's really meaning the joke, right? But people are interpreting it. I mean, so that is like where I can understand the fear of trans people is like, you know, them getting backlash from people misinterpreting like Dave Chappelle's like comedy.
That's a really good way of looking at it. But me personally, I don't feel like he's even talking negatively about their community. Like he's not saying negative comments. He's like, there was one comment or one joke where he made about Caitlyn Jenner showing it all. Yeah. Like, because he couldn't help himself not look.
Right.
You know what I mean? So his jokes are just like more situational.
Yeah.
You know what
No, absolutely. I think so to give you the definition, TERF kind of got like two different breakdowns.
Okay.
So the actual breakdown of the word TERF is it's an acronym. It is trans exclusionary radical feminism. So
that's a lot. I understand nothing.
So pretty much it's used to describe cisgender women. So people that identify, or women that are pretty much were born women that identify as women, and they're pretty much trying to exclude transgender women, I guess, out of like their
So it's
group.
like organically born women trying to exclude trans women. That's what
as
TERF
being a
is?
woman.
Yep, it says
what's the
so.
other
Pretty much, it
definition?
says is used to describe cisgendered women who self-identify as feminists, but who are opposed to including transgender women in spaces they reserve for people who were who were assigned female at birth.
Okay. I mean, like in my personal like belief, right? Like
Kind of like bathrooms for the most part. Like
Okay.
I think that's for the most part.
I don't understand the trans community, right? Like
Right.
and I never will. I've tried for the most part. We had a trans guest here, and I'll never like I don't understand, right? Like how can someone can be born, how can someone have a dick
Mm-hmm.
and consider themselves to be a woman? It makes no sense to me, right?
Right.
I think that's the most illogical thing ever, right?
Right.
But at the same time, right, I can respect someone's wishes.
Absolutely.
So if you decided to become a trans woman next week, right?
Right.
Am I gonna understand what the fuck you're doing? Hell no.
Yeah.
It's gonna, it's not even gonna make no sense to me, right?
Right.
But if you start asking me, like, yo, Ease, can you start calling me her, they, them? I'm like, yeah, bro, I got you. Yo, because I don't want to disrespect anybody. You feel me?
Absolutely.
So, like, do I understand it? No. Can I respect what they want to be referred to? Of course.
Right. And I think that's a big takeaway, bro. I feel like, I feel like we're in a place now where the world is more accepting of a lot of things, like, back in when we were growing up, or even before that, like things weren't so acceptable back then. And they were in a place of like fear, and they had to hide because they were afraid of like losing their jobs and being scrutinized by their communities, or not getting the same opportunities. Don't get me wrong, I'm not saying that stuff is completely gone. Like,
No, I don't. I think trans women are like probably like top 3 of like the highest mortality rate, something like that. Like, so
Right.
it's definitely like it's still a big issue. You know what I mean?
And I'm not taking that away from them, but I feel like we're in a place where it's more acceptable, and I think as people give a fuck way too much. I feel like that's the place where on both sides of the spectrum, I feel like we have these people over here that are overly triggered by everything that is talked about around them, unless it agrees with them, and then you have these people over here that are completely fucking against what they're doing and want to make it a point to make it verbal and make it clear that they're not okay with it. And I think if you just let shit sometimes just ride, like, and this isn't people are gonna say, well, you're a straight man, what gives you the right? Bro, I'm a black guy that lives in America. Like, I've dealt with my share of prejudices and racism in some sense, and it takes 2 people to form hate. You can't fuel hate with one side of hate. It's like a fucking fire. If you stifle it, it kind of just stays right there. But if you add more hate to it, it's just gonna fuel into a bigger situation.
You know what the crazy part about like this whole Dave Chappelle thing is? I'm a big Dave Chappelle fan, right? I actually saw him like 15 years ago when he came to Connecticut, and like he came to Connecticut, right? That was like that's when he first came back after like his hiatus from the Chappelle show. And I remember I was in the audience, like good seats too. I was with Goose. Goose brought me and he came out, right? And he just told the crowd, all right, guys, like, settle down. Like, yo, and nobody shut up, yo, for like 5 minutes. Like, yo, and he said, like, yo, if you don't shut the fuck up in the next 30 seconds, I'm sitting up here not telling a single fucking joke, getting paid, and like leaving. Bro, nobody shut up. So when I tell you he used up his whole stage time to not say a fucking joke, he just kept talking shit to the crowd. He's like, what? Y'all did it to yourselves. Y'all should have fucking listened. And I was like, yo, as pissed as I was that I didn't get to see like him actually do the show, I was like, man, this guy's like out of fuck, like goat, like this is some goat shit. You know what I mean? I was like, yo, this is like most people can't survive this shit. Yo, then he went on like a week later to say like, God forbid like the United States ever like gets like bombed or airplaned, like, or, whatever, like some 9/11 situation. If it does, I hope it happens in Hartford, Connecticut, like, which was where the concert was. And I was like, okay.
That was real direct.
A bit far.
Yeah, that's a bit far.
But to say all that, so I've been a big fan of him for a long time, right?
Yeah.
And I remember when he first got his like contract with Netflix, right? He signed for like 3 specials. And I watched every single special he's come out with. He said like a joke in the first special, right, about the trans community. This was probably like 5-6 years ago when he first came out. And I just remember like it wasn't like it was like a decent joke. It wasn't like the meat of the special.
Right.
And the trans community like reacted like
Took it and ran with it.
just took it and ran right there.
Yeah.
To me, the funny thing is, right, if they never had like made such a big deal about that initial joke, I don't think he would have brought it up. I feel like once they started like jabbing at him about it, that's when he's like, oh, y'all want to play this shit? Like,
we
bet.
can play, yeah.
Like, I'm gonna run 6 other specials like talking about y'all.
Right.
And I feel like that's really what fueled them, yo. Like, and I could be off on it, but like I just remember
But
like,
why else? Why would it not? As somebody that's making a show that's gonna catch people attention, like
yeah,
why the
smart,
fuck not?
That's good. Yo, it's
talk,
good marketing.
talk shit about that. Like talk shit about a community, or not even talk shit, but bring up a community that fucking hates you. It's like it's guaranteed views. You know, like these are people that are gonna guarantee or most doubt or definitely watch your fucking video or watch your show.
I mean, yo, bad publicity sells, right?
Yo,
when he says something that's really offensive, and people start reacting to it, what is that gonna bring? More publicity.
Yeah.
But he's making little jokes, so it's like little subtle jabs, like, you know, people just can't take it, or the trans community can't take it. But that's what is like funny, like, you know what I mean? Like it's funny, like it's literally like the funniest shit ever, like him talking about them.
But I feel like what makes it even more funny is it's kind of true. You know, like these are the thoughts that we're afraid to say. You know, these are the thoughts that people are afraid to, people are holding back from, or the opinions that people are holding back from really giving out on social media. Look what happened to Kevin Hart. Like a tweet from years ago got brought up, and he ended up backing down and apologizing for it and getting ripped from the fucking Oscars.
See, that's why Dave Chappelle's built different. You feel me?
Right.
Like, he didn't apologize.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Kevin Hart folded like ASAP.
ASAP.
Like, Dave Chappelle like tripled down. You know what I mean?
He did.
Like
literally.
Yeah.
Like, to the point where even Netflix tripled down on what they
that's rare to see nowadays. You feel me? Because like, you saw what happened with the baby. We were there when he said all that shit, right? Like, he got canceled for like the whole rest of the summer, right? He got no shows, nothing like that. And it's rare to see like a network support like the artists, you know what I'm saying, after they say some controversial shit. So I was actually very surprised at Netflix for doubling down. Yeah, because they actually had like people strike at Netflix, you know what I mean? Like like there was like trans people there that like said like, yo, like we're not working for you guys anymore unless you take the special down. And Netflix was like, yo, we're not doing it.
They actually fired like somebody for releasing classified information about the show. Yeah. And that's the media took it as like they did something wrong. Like
how the media twisted it was they fired
a gay person.
That person.
Exactly.
No, they fired that person because the person that they ended up firing, right? He was one of the people that started like the walkout at Netflix, right? So when the headlines were like, you know, Netflix fires people for starting trans community support walkout, right? Which wasn't the reason he got fired. He got fired because he released like information of how well the actual special did.
Yo, rightfully so. Like I would have fired him too. Like you work for me.
Yeah.
You're supposed to be backing me up. Why are you over here going against me when I'm giving you a paycheck?
I mean, but do you let a job go against your beliefs? Or do you support a job that goes against your beliefs?
You sign a contract, right? That you're not supposed to be releasing this information, and then you release the information and you get fired for it. I support that he was willing to go them were willing to go that far for their cause, but I would have fired that person.
Well, here's the thing about, right? If you're a boss, right, and if anyone's, you know, causing an issue in your own company, right, rightfully so or not, right, you still have to an operation to run, right?
Absolutely.
You still have to manage stuff, right?
It's called rioting.
And you can't fire them for starting like, you know, a movement, right? You can't really fire people for that, right? So if they actually give
you actually can.
No, most companies can't.
Really? Yeah. You know, you could fire somebody for rioting in your company.
No, rioting, yes.
I mean,
like,
but even if
they did a walkout, you know what I'm saying? Like you don't get fired for that kind of stuff.
Yeah,
especially that's really bad publicity.
That would look really bad on Netflix. But they had like a reason for firing.
My point is, right, if you're already causing trouble within the company and then you actually do some shit that's like against company rules, that might have not got you fired to begin with. You know what I mean?
Right.
I bet if that person wasn't doing that shit, like with, you know, starting a walkout,
slap on the hand.
You're probably like, all right, that was some stupid
slap on
shit.
the wrist.
Don't do that again. Yo, but now you're making fucking problems for us, and you gave me a reason to fire. walk him out of here.
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
yo, security was there like first thing in the morning. Like, yo, don't punch in.
Right, absolutely.
Just hand your badge in.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a real shit. Like, I feel like, you know, I don't know. I feel like to kind of go to the question I asked you, it's hard, bro. It's hard because honestly, look at the situation that most people were put in not too long ago. I'm not gonna dive too deep in it, where we had to go against our belief system because our job kind of expected us to do it. You know, like it's.
I support her for being a rebel. Like
Yeah.
I'm alright with that.
You're gonna donate.
But
to her,
yo,
you're gonna
when you get
you're gonna donate to their GoFundMe.
Nah,
account?
fuck no.
So you don't support.
I support in my mind. I support her, but I'm
Nah,
not
bro,
gonna
be a true
actively.
be a true supporter.
I'm not gonna go
Calling you out,
actively
man.
supporting people that I don't know.
Right.
But I support her in her concept, in her in what she was trying to accomplish. But I also support Netflix for firing her for misconduct of company policies or whatever you want to call it.
You're the most wishy-washy person. Pick a fucking side.
How do
you support both people?
You can support two people at the same time?
Not when they're in opposite positions.
Nah, I think
I'm
supporting.
He's trying to take the easiest road out of it.
Bro, I'm answering his question. His question was if you would support, if it's okay for her to, like, based on her beliefs, right?
Yeah.
Is like what's more important, the paycheck or your beliefs?
Right.
That was essentially your question.
Right.
And I'm saying like it's okay because that's her beliefs. Like, go ahead and do what you got to do based on your beliefs. But I also support him for firing your ass for releasing
honestly, I get what he means. Because like as an individual, it's like I agree with you not letting a company define your beliefs. But then as a corporation, I completely understand because
you stick it to your rules.
You stick it to what the fuck you gotta say. You know.
Yeah. I don't. Bro, you know what that's like to me, yo?
Mhm.
It's like you go to a fucking NBA game and you bet on both teams.
You got to do it. Even like in the stocks, you bet on it going up, and then you also make sure you bet on it going down. Exactly.
Yo, you literally bet like, yo, you put $30 on the Lakers, you put $30 on the fucking Knicks.
Oh, and even fucking bet.
Either way, you're winning.
Either way, you go home.
First of all, when I go to work, my beliefs go out the window. Like, I'm there to work. I'm there to produce.
Yeah.
If the company that I'm working for is giving me a paycheck, you got to be professional.
Okay, so let's just say your company that you work for comes out and says that they're anti-fucking black people and they don't want anything to do with black people. The most racist, outlandish comment that they cannot work their way around.
What denounces blackness?
Are you gonna continue to work there, or are you gonna?
Well, I mean, are they gonna still allow him to work?
Yeah, they still allow him to work.
To answer your question, I would leave. I would personally leave. But if I've signed a contract, like, I'm not gonna go releasing information about the company, and then when I get fired, be like, yo, why'd you fire me? I'm gonna leave. Like, my morals would be, I'm not gonna continue working for this company. That's what I would do. I would just leave.
Can I ask you a question to that?
Yeah, go.
So, all right, say the company I'm working for becomes like very racist, right? And they're like, all right, no more black people here, but they don't fire you for being black, right?
Right.
Do you get a raise? Anything for continuing to work there?
No, as long as it benefits you.
That's what I'm saying. Like if they give you like a
$10,
you get a $10 raise.
Shut up.
You get the same paycheck you got last week.
And I guess I'm finding another job. Yeah, but if there was like some benefit, like some perks, like some, like, you know, health
I might
insurance,
stay,
a little,
bro. Honestly, I might stay.
What?
I might stay.
Okay.
Yo, you're just gonna stay at a racist company?
I stay and try to find another job.
I mean, are they making like?
But you're gonna eventually leave.
Are they making it racist for you? Like, are they calling you a nigger like every time?
And not
you
to
walk
my
in?
face.
Like yo, you just walk in and they say it like.
Yo, you're walking down the street with your white coworkers and they're like, "Look at that nigger right there,"
Like,
and you're like, "I'm a nigger."
I don't think that's the setting.
No, they're like, "Good job, buddy."
That's not the.
They're not that
scenario.
When you said picture racist, that's what I thought you meant. Like how racist.
I'm talking about just make a racist statement, like the owner of your company or whatever it is, like.
Oh, I guess you're talking about
the vice president at your hospital or the owner of your farm, like, says some racist
stuff
shit.
like that happens.
Like,
okay, I know.
It's typical shit.
Bro.
Like, so to sum it all up, like, I don't think, in my opinion, bro, I don't think Dave Chappelle is fucking transphobic. Who I think is fucking transphobic is a little fucking Boosie. That nigga is completely against gay people all around.
That was funny because in October how Lil Naz announced that he had a song coming out featuring Boosie.
Really?
Like just because just unprovoked trolling, and I fucking love that kind of, I just love trolling at any level, especially because Boosie. See, it's funny, right? Because anytime like that, like when someone hates gay people that much, right? Like how Boosie does, it's kind of like, where is that hate coming from?
Right.
Because like, usually people say like, yo, if you hate gay people on that kind of level, it's almost like you're kind of secretly jealous.
Yeah.
Because you're fucking
You wish
gay
that you could be
and you don't have the courage to come out. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yo, what was that award show that he said that he wanted to take Lil Naz X off the stage?
VMA.
The VMA, right? All right. So apparently Lil Naz X was gonna perform naked.
Okay.
Right? Lil Boosie got his kids over there or whatever, right? Like, yo, do you really want to see like a guy in front of your kids perform naked?
No.
You don't want that, right?
No.
You don't want to subject your kids to that, like whether it's a woman or a guy. Like,
but if it's a naked woman,
bro, look at Janet Jackson, bro. Like that was a wardrobe malfunction, and look at what she got. Look at the heat she got. But they're about to let Lil Nas X.
Did she get heat?
Bro, she got heat.
I know it was big.
It was big.
I mean, I know it was big, but it was kind of like,
bro, the white community, they went in.
They weren't for brown nipples.
Nah, they went in. But now the VMAs is allowed. I hope it's the VMA. Like I don't even know what it was.
Right.
But they're gonna allow this guy to like perform naked in front of kids.
I'm gonna pull.
That's what he's mad about. Like
I'm gonna pull a Manu right now. I get both sides. Like
wait, how is that acceptable? Please
I get
explain.
both sides because backtracking a little bit. Like I was raised, like I said, in a really strict, religion, and their beliefs are so strict that anybody outside of that belief system is considered, kind of bottom of the dirt, and I completely
they're walking sin, pretty much.
Yeah, pretty much. So like, if Boosie's upbringing kind of told him that, this is completely not right, I kind of get like where the hate is coming from because, it's like I see this and I could clearly see that it's fucking wrong, and yet everybody's trying to force me to believe that it's right.
And I get that, right? I do get that, right? If you're so religious, right, that like you're just so by the Bible that you're like, you know what? It says that, on chapter 13, paragraph 8.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? What I don't know how it works.
I felt your confidence go down.
Paragraph 8.
Yeah. Whatever, right? It says like, yo, like
Jonathan 13 verse 9.
We don't rock with the gays, right?
Yeah.
I bet. That's fine, right? If you're that religious, right? Yo, but you can't skip the 12 chapters like talking about, all right, don't commit adultery, don't have premarital sex, don't do drugs. And that's the thing with Boosie, he's like, if I don't know what his reasoning for hating gay people, it could be religious, right? But it's like, if you're gonna claim the religious cop out to hate gay people, you gotta really be religious. Like,
but my thing is not even to say that it's the religious aspect. I'm just saying that people could be raised in a way where their views are like so set on this, black and fucking white. Like this is what it is, and this is what it's not supposed to be. So when he sees that, he has how many ever kids he got growing up. And he's like, these are the beliefs that I'm going to push onto them. And how can I let this person that's outside of my family try to influence my kids on thinking like that this is appropriate?
See, you're talking about in a sense of religion, right?
Oh, okay.
All right.
Yeah.
So what I was talking about in the sense of like whether the performance was right or wrong. Now, I'm not siding with Lil Boosie on hating the trans community or gay people. I'm not siding on that at all. But when your belief system leads you to hate a certain group of people, that is like no different than racism.
Yeah.
Just because you were kind of brought up like in racist people, right? They were taught racism in religion, or somebody must have told Lil Boosie like, hey, this community got to stay away from, hate them, whatever, do whatever. So he was brought up that way. He wasn't like, he didn't naturally, he wasn't born that way, is what I'm trying to say, right?
Yeah.
So I'm not justifying what he's saying or what he's doing in reference to Lil Naz X is like acceptable.
Right.
I'm just saying that like, I don't agree with the notion that just because he was brought up in a certain manner, like just because he was brought up hating gay people, that it's all right. Because that's the same thing as racism.
But I'm not saying that, like I said, Boosie is a whole fucking different level of transphobic. But what I'm saying is that there are certain actions that certain people do that can be associated as being deemed wrong. To kind of look at like Lizzo. Lizzo, in her mind, she's fucking naked at every point she fucking gets. But in her mind, people don't like her because she's fat. It's like, that's not the reason why people don't like you. Like, you could be fat. There's been fat male artists and maybe fat female artists before you. Look at Kelly Price. Nobody gives a fuck about you being fat. The issue is that you're fucking half naked every single time we see you.
But
and
but here's the thing, right? Is the issue because you're half naked every time they see you while being fat? Because I feel like that's the problem that people have with, right? I feel like, I feel like if fit people are half naked, right? Like who's a bad
Rihanna.
Exactly. Rihanna, right?
Yeah.
Yo, I've seen Rihanna's titties like almost as much as I see my girl's titties, right? But it's like, yo, does Rihanna get the backlash for like wearing half naked shit?
I mean, but
bro, Lil Naz
really...
X is fit.
What?
Lil Naz X is fit.
Yeah, I'm not trying to see dick though.
And I don't think Boosie is either. I think that's the whole thing. Like, you know,
no,
I think
we're just going a different direction. But yeah, I think. See, you can't be hypocritical about it, right? Like, if you're gonna have a problem with Lizzo being half naked, then you probably should have a problem with Rihanna being half naked, right? Like, there has to be equality on that extent, right? Like, if you're gonna hate something, you gotta hate it across the board, right?
Right.
No matter who it's on, right?
I mean, but would you want your son seeing Lizzo half naked?
No.
And would you want your son seeing Rihanna half naked?
Yes.
You're part of the problem.
When it comes to that problem, I am going to be part of it. Like, because how's my son? How's my son in the situation?
I respect that answer, bro.
Oh, now? Nah, I can't. Nah.
I feel like you want to. You want to say yes, but you don't want. You don't want it to leave your lips.
I'm so scared to say anything at this point, right?
Nah, but I think that's the issue right there. Like,
well, see, that's the thing. Like, because you said that Boosie was having an issue with seeing Lil Nas in concert, right? Because his kid's gonna be there, right? Yo, like same thing, right? Like Lil Boosie's trying to play like the good father role at this point, right? But this guy like hired like prostitutes to fuck his kids when they're like 14.
That is a wild fucking parenting
like documented,
strategy
like
as well.
Stated, like there's like he said it.
Yeah, but he's not against like women being around his kids. He's against like a gay guy being around his kid. Like he wouldn't hire a group of gay people.
Out of the whole story I just told you, this is what you got out of it. Like you didn't see an issue with like
bro, he has a problem. He clearly has a problem with gay people.
I know, but I'm saying like, but like, I guess there's no reason.
So
like,
he doesn't want his kid watching the gay dude. Like, hey, and Lil Nas X he goes above and beyond with the gay shit. Like, I mean, the guy posed
turned up. His gaze all the way turned up,
bro. The guy posed as a pregnant man.
But I gotta say what, man. His level of fucking trolling, I admire so much. Yo, I haven't seen a troller at like Lil Nas's level in so long, and I fucking love it. You know?
Bro,
like,
he's a genius.
Like when it comes to like getting under people's skin, this guy's in a different level. Like, like that whole pregnancy thing, like
the pregnancy thing, the fucking video where he was fucking giving a lap dance to the devil, coming out with
that one was a.
It looked like he was getting fucked.
That was a troll as well, because he was pretty much saying like, if you consider me going to hell for being gay, then
this is what I'm gonna do when I get there.
This is what I'm gonna do. Like, I honestly kind of agree with you. I like his level of trolling. The devil thing was a little wild, but
bro,
I definitely like his level of trolling.
Yo, he is a marketing genius.
Yeah, because his music, to be honest with you, is fair. It's mid, right? Like he had the really good country song, right?
It's catchy.
But here's the thing, right? I think he knows that about himself, right? That his music is not like his music doesn't match his level of stardom, right? So
he does things outside it.
Trolling keeps his music relevant enough to where it keeps up with his level of stardom. That's why I really appreciate his marketing, right?
Okay.
Like I said, like I don't ever hear like a Lil Nas song like, oh, like damn, this is a fucking banger, right? But you hear Lil Nas all the time, right?
Yeah.
Because he knows how to stay relevant by trolling people, right? Anytime he starts dying down a little idiot, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, he does some shit, right? The pregnancy thing, the little Boost thing just came out like 2 weeks ago, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, he knows how to stay
keep people
relevant.
Keep people talking about him.
Yeah.
Yo, it's kind of similar to Tekashi 6ix9ine. That nigga just trolls the fuck. But Tekashi does have some bangers out there.
Tekashi did have some bangers.
Yo, he keeps trolling people and keeps himself relevant.
Yeah, I agree. I don't know. Like I said, I kind of see both sides of it. Like, I do see there's a level of there being right and wrong in most of these situations, and then I think on Boosie's side where there's a level of right and wrong, and I do think on Lil Nas X there's a level of freedom. I should be able to be who I am, but it's like at what extent? Like I said, like they're pushing this media, they're pushing this agenda on like our kids, and they're pushing it into like Disney channels and kid shows and stuff like that. Like even now, like even outside of the sexuality thing, look at fucking who was it? It was Meek Mill that fucking had a art plastered against the bus, and that white guy had an issue with it, and he was like, "Look, black women, like, is this something that is this how you want to be represented as?" Like, I think there's a real, and he said in his word for word, he said there's a divide right now, or there's a fight versus good against evil, and I think that's true. I think that.
I mean, yo, Meek Mill's bus art was definitely out there. You know what I'm saying? Because it pretty much showed like naked women, right? I gotta say, even like as a straight or cis male, right? With a son, right? Like I obviously I want my son to be straight, right? And like, but I don't want to like expose my son to like sexuality too soon. You feel me?
Yeah.
Like, I'm not trying to force my son to be like this super straight macho man. So I want him to enjoy his youth. You feel me? So if I'm walking down the street with my son, right, and fucking Meek Mill's tour bus walks by with the fucking chick busting her ass open, it's like he's gonna ask some questions. You feel me? That I don't want to fucking answer at his current age.
Yeah.
So I do agree with that guy, right? I feel like
But you're also the guy that just said 5 minutes ago that you're okay with your wife, your son. Imply that you're okay with your son seeing Rihanna's titties.
That's a little wishy-washy.
I was mostly making a joke. I think I would want him to be like of an older age. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Like where, like I
What
would
age?
say like 16, 18, like where like you're kind of who you are at that point, right? Like you're not too easily influenced. But like I don't want my 7-year-old son like exposed to a lot of things, right? So the same thing, right? Like with Lil Nas. If they're announcing that Lil Nas is gonna be at a fucking concert, right, or he's gonna be in a certain show, and I already know how he gets down, I'm not watching that with my son. You know what I'm saying? Like as a parent, now I have to take accountability on what he gets to watch. It's
but
up
I mean,
to
what
me,
if
right?
you have like this is it's more like a business thing because like Lil Boosie got artists, you know, and he has to be able to support his artists in a sense. So do you leave your kids at home while you go support your artists in this for this event? Like, do you not want your family to partake in that with you or bring your family along with you?
You don't have to like they don't have to see on stage. Like they just stay in the back. Like like I think there's a time and place for kids, and I don't think like a lot of rap concerts or a lot of like, or especially the ones that like are happening in today's world, like it's not kid friendly.
Right.
I think like, and like I said, as a parent, like I here's the thing that annoys me about a lot of parents, right? Like they're looking for the media or the company, right? It's like to raise your kids. Like it's not their problem. You feel me? They don't give a fuck. Their main thing is like making money, right? Lil Nas wants to make money. That's all he gives a fuck, right? The people that promote Lil Nas wants to make money. They don't give a fuck who's watching it, right? They just want views, streams, all that shit, right? And I don't blame them, right? Because it's a capitalist country, right? This is what they're here to do. I understand the situation, whether I agree with it or not. It is the kind of state that we live in, right?
Mm-hmm.
So when that's happening, right, I have to take responsibility for me and my son, right? Like I have to like monitor what he watches, which I do. And sometimes, right, some little risky shit gets through the fucking cracks.
Right.
He asked me, "Dad, what's this?"
What's that?
And it's like,
Right.
all right, like uncomfortable conversation, right? But honestly, maybe I shouldn't have been lazy and give him the fucking tablet. You know what I mean? Like, I should have made him like I should have just been doing something with him, right? It does fall back on the parent.
Absolutely.
Yo, what you're talking about is accountability, and nobody wants to take accountability for their own lives. Bro.
They want to blame the next person, you know?
They always want to blame. They want to blame the media. They want to blame the entertainers. You have to take accountability. Like you have to monitor what your kids are watching. You can't just let them go out there and watch anything. And if it's on TV and they're watching it, yo, it's your fucking fault.
Absolutely.
It's your fault. Like stop blaming everybody else for something that you have control over. Just like Lil Boosie. If you don't want your kids watching Lil Naz X up on stage, don't take them.
Yeah.
Don't take them to the show.
I guess I'm part of the problem because like at first glance at the bus, I had no issue with it. You know, I didn't see
that guy broke
wrong
it down
with
pretty good.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie to you.
Yo, no, that bus one was like a bunch of submissive bitches on that shit. Like whoever drew that shit was a submissive woman.
Nah, like I saw the bus at first and I was like, it's just Meek Mill's art, you know. But after I was like,
it was probably full of submissive.
Yo, it
women.
was abstract art.
Right.
Nah, I don't think so. I think that was like just degrading towards women in general.
Like
I
think it was. I don't think it was. To me, it wasn't degrading. I think it was art that was abstract. I think it painted women naked. There's a lot of art with naked women, right? Do I think that was the time and place to like flaunt that kind of art? No,
absolutely not. Like that's a public bus.
Yeah,
like,
so I'm saying like you don't
little
want,
kids could see that. Like me personally, I thought that was degrading. Like I would, that was like the craziest shit I've ever seen. Like, if it's on a cover of an album, right? That was the cover of his album, right?
Yeah.
That's
That was his
fine.
album art.
That's fine. You could degrade
Why is that
women.
fine?
You could degrade women on a personal basis because I'm gonna go buy that CD, right, or that album cover.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have it for myself. Like that's borderline porn. But when you put it on a bus, like that's and it's black women.
But if you have, if you live in today's, if you live
in a cover and you could walk by the mall or some shit and see it.
you can walk by the mall, you can see it, and you go to look up Meek Mill's things. Actually,
like
Apple Music pushes like new music out, and there's a list, so they're able to go on there and see that stuff.
Yeah, but all right. So on the album cover, right? How often do kids go buy albums?
Nobody.
I think a lot of kids listen to fucking Lil Naz X.
No, I'm talking about the Meek Mill cover. How often do little kids buy covers?
I'm saying that to say that I think that
all right. So they're not gonna see it at the stores, right?
Okay.
All right. So on Apple,
it shows
on Apple, right?
Yeah. So
all right. So that's my responsibility to make sure that there's parental controls. Like he's not listening to that kind of shit.
Fair point.
I don't know, man.
But when you put it on a bus,
you can't control that.
You can't control that. Like, you're walking by.
I see the point that you're bringing.
If you're walking down the street and you see that shit, it's like there's no turning back. It's not like you could turn away or you could stop your kid from looking at that shit.
And it's supposed to be, the first thing, it was art, right? But it was like cartoonish.
Yeah.
So the first thing that kids are going to do is like, what is that?
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? They're going to be drawn to it because it looks like a cartoon. If they're looking at like I'd rather him just had like a busted up, like busting it open naked woman.
A busted open.
All right, that didn't make no sense.
Busted open bus.
Yeah, I was trying to say like I'd rather have like a woman.
People think you read like a third grader.
Yo, I would rather have him like just put porn up there.
Really?
Because at least like a kid a kid that's never seen porn, right? They're not gonna know what they're looking at.
I think they're gonna know what a human woman looks like, man.
Bro, they're not gonna know what they're looking at like at that moment until like they come back and think about it.
I don't think you're giving kids enough credit. Honestly,
bro, if you're telling me that they can look at abstract art and tell what the fuck was going on,
maybe I'm
they
not
could look at porn and tell what the fuck is going
on.
I don't know, bro. But I think I think right now we're in a position where we're willing to agree with whatever the fuck people are putting out there and not even looking much into it. Like another big topic that happened this month was this whole fucking Jada and Will situation. Like there are some people that are willing to like jump in and completely agree with whatever the fuck Jada puts out there.
Like
look too deep into the shit.
I think you go off people's like track record.
Yeah.
And Jada's definitely known for like
doing
making
fucked
Will
up
Smith
shit.
look stupid. So anytime you hear a headline with like Jada embarrasses Will again, right? So it's almost not worth looking into because it's like, all right, this seems pretty believable. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like even though I when I first saw it, right, I was like, the headline was like, Jada states that she has trouble having sex with like Will Smith, right?
I say, here where the fuck we go again.
It's like, Jesus, can my man live, yo? But then I actually went and looked, like I watched the video and like they obviously misquoted her. So it's like, this is like the fucking one time she gets the pass, but it's like, I can see why most people like didn't bother looking into it. Like, she does this shit like, that has to be one of the most toxic relationships in history.
Because every time she comes out with one or everything that she puts up fucking makes headway, and it makes headway negatively towards fucking Will. Like
he must be miserable. Like I would hate to be in a relationship like that where like my wife is constantly making me look stupid.
Imagine going out with your girl and a small group of friends, and every time your wife or your girl is doing something outlandish in front of your group of friends, I feel like as soon as we hit the car, like, what the fuck are you doing? Got me out here looking stupid in front of my friends. And imagine this is on national fucking Twitter, social media,
national
Twitter, national social media and shit. Like this is where everybody gets to see what the fuck is happening.
Yo, at this point, she needs to reflect and think about like what the next word that's gonna come out of her mouth.
No, I think
because think about it like this, right? There's already a stigma behind the relationship. Like they're already going down the wrong path, right? Media wise,
right?
So the next word that comes out of your mouth shouldn't be causing this kind of attention, or just shut up. Because the more you talk, the media is going to manipulate what you're saying and create it into something more than it really is.
Because they always use like catchy headlines. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Right.
That's like the way to get people. Most people don't look past the headline, right? They just they run with the headline.
Right.
And usually, like I said, headlines are just very misleading. You know what I mean? But Oil, do you think it's like kind of like they're being
marketing thing.
tactical
Yeah.
about it?
Kind of. We
Like,
just.
yeah, of
I was just
course.
gonna say the same thing because we just talked about that with fucking
Lil Nas.
No, not only Lil Nas but also Dave Chappelle. Him being tactical with going after that specific group of people. Like, what if they're specific? Like what if he's in on this? Like,
You
what
think
if
so?
what if he's in on it?
I
And
gotta
he's
say,
like,
when I watched that Red Table Talk with him in it, though, it looked
he look hurt.
But yo, he's a great actor. He is a great actor. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know if
He's been acting for years.
Yeah,
bro.
like he put
that could all be fake.
he put that I Am Legend face on and
Mhm.
like, but yo, it could be him.
And who wins at the end of the day? They both.
Yo, because
do.
it's gotten to the point where it's like, Jada,
Shut
just
the
fucking
fuck up.
leave him. No, just leave him. Just leave the man, yo. Yeah, or that, or just please shut the fuck. Yo, because yo, America loves Will Smith. You know what I mean? Like Will Smith is like the Fresh Prince, bro.
He's like, is this gonna be a wild fucking stretch? She's kind of like the Denzel Washington, like the new age fucking Denzel Washington. Like how much people really flock towards him. I think people are flocking towards Will.
I mean, yes and no. I think Denzel's got a fucking 3-mile lead on Will Smith as far as acting.
Modern day.
I mean, they're not too far in age, man. Like,
I think that Will is just like, yo, this is tragic.
Yo, you know what?
He
He never really addresses anything either. You know what I mean?
doesn't.
He just takes the L's.
Yo, he's taking too many L's. Like, I don't know. What benefit is he getting out of this?
But think about it. This is a typical nigga shit. Like this is typically what guys do in a situation. Like they get shit and then they fucking end up like just taking the shit and being quiet about it. Like your girl argue with you most of the time. You just sit there and fucking listen to the shit, not even saying anything back to her.
That's true. But going back to what you said on like them being in on it, like what does
Well, I mean, because she has a table, she has a show, right? And I think anytime she mentions their relationship, right, everyone like I personally went to the show.
Like, you went to the show?
No, like I went to go check out what she actually said.
Oh, okay.
And that could be like, I mean, so obviously they're married, right? So they're both making money off this. Like I'm thinking that could be like their long-term plan.
Bro, Will is so accomplished. He's like worth $300 million. Like, what is he?
Yeah,
like, what is he gonna get out of this shit?
Bro, how? To your point, right? Yeah, he's very accomplished, right? Has so much money, right? The people that are that rich never stop. Like,
by taking L's.
I mean, it's an L to us, right? Is it L to him? We don't. I'm saying we're assuming.
Right.
I'll give you a point, right? You think after a certain amount, people would stop being rich, right? Look at Mark Zuckerberg, right?
I'm not saying that you would stop like trying to like strive to do better, but you're not trying to go backwards. Like if I feel like he's going backwards
if the money's going up.
Yo, Will has been so selective in his roles throughout his entire career. He has, bro. Whether they bombed or not, but he doesn't take certain roles.
Been selective?
Bro, he doesn't take certain roles.
He's had a lot of movies that did not do well.
Yo, I'm not saying that movies that did well or not. I'm saying that like he doesn't take every single role that's offered to him. He's very selective.
That's
right?
the opposite of Samuel L. Jackson.
Complete opposite.
All right.
So like, yo,
opposite,
why would?
Right, but Sam's movies are always a fucking hit.
Yo, but why would he be taking all of these fucking L's? Like, what is it benefiting to him? I think it's just his wife is trying to be relevant. She's living in his shadow, and she's trying to accomplish something by
I don't think she lives in his shadow. I think she's just as big as him.
I don't. What?
No.
Jada's as big as Will?
Close enough.
That's a bold statement.
No,
not even close.
Not even close.
Not even close. Like a different stratosphere.
Outside of Red Table Talk, what is Jada known for?
There's her own movies. I'm not saying.
Yeah. Where she was like, she wasn't even, she had movies where she wasn't even the leading actress.
I'm just saying, I don't think she's that below Will that y'all think.
Oh,
she's far below him.
Far.
Really?
Far. Professionally, she's far below him. And we're not talking about a relationship.
Name one movie that she did where she was the leading actress.
Is it Poetic Justice with Tupac?
Oh, that's the only one. And Tupac was the main actor.
And that was like the 90s.
Janet Jackson that was the main actor.
I'm thinking about
I know exactly what you're talking about.
I'm trying. It's a '90s movies I'm thinking about with Jada in it.
Yeah,
they set it off. They set it off. There those, but nothing relevant recently. Right? She hasn't done shit.
She had one with Queen Latifah, right?
Yeah,
but Queen Latifah was set it up. Set it off.
Yeah, when they're like the bank robbers.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that was Queen Latifah, right? Wasn't that?
I think it
was like four like.
Yeah, there were. But yo, she like, what has she done?
But that's the thing. I don't think she's done as much, but she's still like. I think she's like an icon to black women. You feel me? So
absolutely, yeah.
So I feel like even when she's not doing as much, like she's still like she's just see. I feel like Will Smith has to like stay relevant by doing movies. You feel me? I feel like she's just like engraved in her place.
I don't
That's
think
a
so.
tough argument.
That wouldn't.
That's
I
a
would
fucking
I'm not
tough
saying
argument.
I'm not saying that she's ahead of Will. I just don't think she's as far behind as y'all think.
No, I think she's very far behind. Like,
Yeah.
very far.
I think Will had a good run for a good time. I think he took enough L's where like it set him back enough where like the gap is close.
Really?
Yeah.
I think my nigga Will is so far ahead. He need to just serve fucking papers to her like fucking Dre got served.
Oh yeah, that was
like,
fucked up, yo.
You need to just divorce her ass and move on. Go marry that white chick that you're supposed to marry.
At a funeral,
how Dr. Dre got served like his divorce papers. I was like at his grandma's funeral, yo. Yo, I feel like
that's dirty.
Yo, these like people that serve, they're fucking ruthless,
filthy,
bro.
Filthy. Well, they got a job to do.
I know, but like, wait till he pulls off or some shit. Like, yo, you don't see somebody
wait till
like,
he gets in his car and he's leaving.
Yeah, like, don't wait till like you're grieving at a fucking like someone's grave.
Yeah,
like,
that's
yo, especially
disgusting.
like divorce is bad enough, right? And it's like, yo, like now I'm like, you're gonna like serve it to me while I'm dealing with the death of my nana.
But think about it, like how if I don't know what the situation was like, what the environment was like, but he probably runs with security and probably has people around him, so he would have been hard to get to for somebody to hand him a piece of paper. Where he's up there on the stage, everybody's gonna be like, "Well, who the fuck is this guy?" Even the security's gonna be like, "What the fuck is happening right now?" So, I think the person that served him did their job. Was it the right situation? I think it was fucked up.
You gotta be a real asshole to do that job.
let me tell you something, yo. I think that his ex-wife or his wife told him, like, "Yo, he's gonna be right here.
Absolutely.
This is the location."
How did they know that he was gonna be there?
Yeah. So,
yeah. That's crazy. That divorce has been going on for a minute. I think because she's like asking for mad money too. I think that's
for what.
You know, for being the guy that sucked his dick or the chick that sucked his dick. Like, I mean, what else? Yo, I mean, she probably hasn't worked in like 30 years. Like, you know, yeah, she probably wants like, you know, $600,000 a month to like maintain her fucking lifestyle,
right.
Whatever that means. Like, and it's like, you know, yo, they can like never.
It disgusts me, bro.
What?
It disgusts.
Nah, yo, I think
it's disgusting.
Yo, you know what's crazy to me about divorce, yo? Yo, you could been like, you know, you're with this person for like 30 years, right? This is the love of your life. Unfortunately, like it obviously doesn't work out, right? But then they become so vile, like when they start like going for your shit, you know what I'm saying? That you worked for.
I mean, look at
like, you know what I'm saying?
Bezos'
Dr. Dre
wife.
built a fucking empire, right? Like, what did this woman do for him?
Bro,
I don't know. I'm just like asking this.
Speculating.
Like, yeah.
Bro,
Probably not much.
Spouse support is spouse support is like the most perplexing concept in the universe to me. Like, bro, you are, for an independent woman to take spouse support is like mind blowing because you're literally telling her that she can't provide for herself, but yet she's calling herself an independent woman.
I mean, yo, I guess,
that's what it is.
Yo, unless like, if you have all 4 of your limbs, you should be able to go out and work. Like,
no,
I'm saying,
they can't.
You can't.
They can't. They got to take the money. They can't provide for themselves.
They're
hopeless.
Look at fucking Jeff Bezos and his wife. Like, she got like what 30? She's worth 30 billion or some shit like that, and decided to give it all away or some bullshit that she decided.
I wish when they did shit like that, bro, they just give out to the. Yo, I wish they would just rent a plane, just start dumping fucking money in like the sky. Yo, like if you're gonna donate money, like donate to like us.
Yeah,
the fucking commoners.
You can give you know how many? If you give each person fucking $20,000, you know how many lives that would change? Instead of giving one organization $30 billion.
Bro, there'd be a lot of people on crack. There'd be a lot of people doing cocaine, heroin.
Yo, you give me $178, that changes my week.
Not true, but it's like these people are willing to. I don't know. I feel like that's what always been scaring me about like getting into marriage is the fact that like I could walk away with nothing. Like I could.
Yo, marry up.
True.
Marry up.
Yo, if you ask them to sign a prenup, they look at you like you're the worst person in the world. Like, I'm not going to marry you now.
Right.
I'm not, because there's this concept that we're going to leave each other.
Absolutely.
But when it's time to leave, like, if y'all got to get a divorce, they want everything.
Yeah.
Like, bitch.
I mean, like, who's the next biggest person? It would be like Elon Musk and like fucking Mark Zuckerberg.
Yo, speaking of Mark Zuckerberg, what do y'all, you know, well, I was going to ask you about the Meta thing, right? Yo, you know what's crazy? Like when, Facebook went down in the beginning of October, yo, how fucking crazy people were going, yo, because they couldn't log into their Facebook. Like, yo,
I thought it was something wrong with my Wi-Fi.
Yo,
I turned off my Wi-Fi, turned off my phone.
Yo, people were calling their phone services. Like, yo, it's crazy how addicted we are to social media. Yo, that when this shit goes down, yo, like people are having literal panic attacks.
Yeah.
Yo, my mom was calling me, and I didn't even notice because I'm not on Facebook that often. And she's like, "Yo, is your Facebook down?" I'm like, "No, I don't fucking know. Like, I'm at work right now. What are you talking about? Facebook?" But people are really addicted to Facebook, though.
You know, they said that actually Black Mirror had an episode about how addicting social media is to
I never watched that
everybody's lives. Oh, you should. I think you'll love it.
Bro?
Yeah. And then they also had an episode mimicking this, where like it's gonna be like a virtual reality type of thing. That's what this whole new meta thing is supposed to be, like a virtual reality type of thing.
I mean, bro, I don't trust Mark Zuckerberg, man.
Really?
Nah, like that guy's.
Are you following the trend that he's a robot?
What has he done to like discern your trust? Like what?
His face.
His face?
That's what he's done.
He's just monotone.
Nah, his. Bro, I look at him, yo. You know, I'll put it like this, right? Like when I look at Elon Musk, I feel like, all right, this guy's like
trustworthy.
He's a plus for the universe, right? Like this guy's doing good things, right? I could be completely off, right? I'm just going off what I fucking see, right?
Yeah.
When I look at Elon Musk, I'm like, all right, man, this guy's. I trust him. You know what I mean? He's doing well for us. Like he has our best interests. Bro, when I look at fucking Mark Zuckerberg, I'm like, this guy is trying to steal our blood.
I mean,
like something about Mark is
look
like
what he's done so far though. He's fished our fucking personal information as well as a company so that they can market to us and sell us items that we've searched on like Google. He's also conned his two closest friends out of building
that fucking movie.
Building the fucking company up. Like, I think your suspicions are close to being correct.
I swear, I think he's like a fucking android. No, I really think at this point he's gotten so advanced that he's like just replaced his body,
cyborg,
and it just has a brain. Like, yo, his brain is like the only living thing like left in. Yo, he doesn't age.
Yeah, you're right.
Yo, think about it.
The same.
For a white person to not age,
but he's only like what, 38?
White people do age like spoiled milk.
So I'm saying he should at least look like he's like 49 by now.
I mean, he does have the receding hairline for it though.
But he's had it for like, yo, it's been like, yo, it was receding and then it stopped.
It stopped receding.
What do you keep track of his hairline?
It's A-seeding now.
I mean, maybe he did what Tory Lanez did. Tory Lanez don't got as much money as him, but actually Tory Lanez's hairline looks better.
I don't know, bro. I think him like, because he bought WhatsApp, he bought Instagram. He's kind of like creating like a monopoly with all these social medias. You feel me? It's gonna get to the point where like we can't even like if you're gonna be on like any type of social media platform, you can't escape whatever they got. Like I'm telling you, they're probably like working for like they are the government. Yo, I think fucking Facebook has become Meta is becoming the government.
Oh, they're absolutely working with the government. Look at the notices that you get posted up whenever you put up anything about a certain topic.
Oh,
you know?
Yeah. Yeah, if you talk about the that shit, right? It says, oh, this is related to like blink blink.
Is this information correct? Look at the political views whenever stuff about Trump was coming up. It would say like, is this fact? Here's a you could fact check this or stuff like that. Like they're absolutely working with the government, bro.
I don't trust them, bro.
I mean, I tell you what, if they buy fucking Twitter, the world is over. Like I'm telling you right now.
Yeah. Twitter is the last hope, bro.
Twitter is our last hope in this
whatever
world.
Conspiracy theory
at the was the Fifth Amendment.
Bro, whatever conspiracy theory you guys want to come up with, at the end of the day, like these guys are billionaires. Like, yo, they're above us. They're looking at us like cattle to them. Like
that's a problem.
Like there's nothing that we could do about it. Like if you're worth a
you could
billion,
log out.
What?
You could log out of Facebook.
Yeah,
you could turn it off. Like,
again.
but he does have options to turn like certain things off, like privacy settings and shit.
All right, I know there was a big thing in the news about the fact that, actually, I think that's partially the reason why Apple now lets you know when like your microphone is being used by like an app or when like a app you get like a little thing and like the
it
top,
gives you the
little indicator.
They
and shit
probably got sued or some shit like on the low.
No, bro, I guarantee you they're in all of our like everything is fucking.
You know, I'm saying all this shit, but watch when that fucking meta stuff comes out. I'll be logged in. Yeah, I'm gonna be like, yo, it's gonna be like that fucking movie Player One, bro. Are you gonna put the goggles on and just forget everything around the world, yo? Yeah. Like, yo, you're gonna be so like plugged into like this shit,
bro.
It's gonna be like that fucking movie Wall-E, bro. Like, yo, we're just gonna be like fat pieces of shit floating around, like, yo, having like no real
life,
decision making in our life. yo, we'll be watching shit, and then like you'll get a poke on your right side to open your mouth off and get like fucking fed slop. Just, just keep going.
It scares me, bro, because I remember back when like 10 years ago, there were news was hitting because of how much of an impact video games were making on like kids' lives. So here's a fucking virtual reality where like you control everything. You have your own avatar. You can live a whole nother fucking life than you really live. And then some people are gonna. I feel like there's some sick people that are gonna transition that into actual reality and
bro,
like
I'm with it
and act accordingly.
I hope they go as far as they can with this virtual reality thing. Like I hope like you could be just sitting down and some bitch comes up to you and just starts sucking your dick while you're sitting down. Like yo, I'm all in with the virtual reality.
Is that the first hope?
You just want just porn, yo. Just that's
yo. First, like,
what are you gonna have like a machine hooked up to the computer so whenever she sucks your dick, you
exactly. They go all the way, bro. Yo, remember when Vice City came out?
Yeah.
Grand Theft Auto. What did y'all do? Like pick up the
the
hookers?
Man,
you never picked up the hookers?
I did the missions. I did the fucking
bro.
mission.
I drove around picking up the
I did pick up
hookers
the
and
hookers
killing them
and try to position the angle so I could see what the fuck they're doing inside the car.
Yeah, that's what I did.
What was going on with y'all?
You never did that?
I don't know.
No.
We were like 13, like picking up hookers.
Bro, I was just stealing cars and going on missions.
This guy was a fucking menace to society.
It was just like trying to get a perfect rating in the game, man. Like,
bro, everybody was picking up hookers, bro. And now imagine like you're in a virtual reality game or virtual reality world where you could physically like experience it.
Bro.
They're gonna have robots. Like we're all gonna be sitting down. Like you go to the strip club, right? But you're gonna go to a virtual strip club. They're all gonna come down, sit on you.
What are you gonna throw? Like fake money?
Yeah.
Yo, you're gonna throw crypto, yo. You're gonna
crypto.
Yo, you're me throwing like Dogecoin at like the made up strippers.
Not for real. Yeah.
But you're actually gonna get like virtual pussy.
Oh, okay.
What benefit? I don't see the pleasure side of that.
Nah, bro. There's gonna be like a machine that comes up to you and fucks you.
What is this? What if this is like the entryway to like the movie Avatar, where like they got something fucking hooked up to your brain and like you're actively like
no, bro. I think
this
is
the Matrix.
This is the, I'm gonna say not Avatar. This is the fucking. This is the Matrix. Yo, I don't even. Yo, sometimes I wake up like I don't even know if I'm in the Matrix. I'm out of it. Like I don't know what the fuck.
You might already be in it.
Yo, we're on level 1 of the Matrix. When like they finish this meta shit, we're gonna enter like we're gonna be so far deep into the Matrix. Yo,
yeah,
bro, it's the first it's the first step in like living a virtual reality lifestyle. But like, yo, think about it. People already don't want to live their own lives, right?
Yeah.
Yo, there's gonna be like
people hate their lives.
There's gonna be a guy out there that's gonna be like 25, right? And he's gonna get into this virtual reality world. He's gonna fucking love it. 30 years later, he's still gonna be in there.
He's gonna wake up at 50.
Yo, there's gonna be like people feeding him. There's gonna be a tube connected to his ass where he just shits. He's not gonna get up.
Like Wally,
just
bro.
like Wally. Yeah.
I guess.
Yo, I feel like you know what? Like maybe like these like movies are just really showing us the future.
Future of like
and we're not. And
that's
we're
what
not
they say.
We're not paying attention, close enough attention.
I mean, think about there's people that they're gamers, bro. They just sit around all day. Like not all of them, obviously, because I know you're a gamer.
Damn,
but
directly attack me.
Just shots fired.
Nah, not at you, bro. You actually have a life. But I know people that game where all they do is game. Like they leave work and they go game. They don't leave the house.
Yo, you know what that reminds me of, yo? A while back.
Yo, and they're 45.
Yo, a while back, we're kind of having a little debate amongst ourselves, right? And I had asked y'all, like, yo, can y'all do a little bit more regarding the podcast? And you were like, yeah, man, all right, you got me. You called me on my shit. And this dude was like, yo, dude, I have to game. You know, I don't got all the time in the world. I have to I got a game when I get out of work.
I mean, this is a true statement. I played a game, you know.
Yeah, I remember looking at him like, this is your excuse? Like, this is what you're telling me?
I mean, this is the one he chose amongst the other things of me fucking working and busy and doing all this shit.
Yo, because every other reason you had was so valid. You're like, all right, I gotta work, I gotta sleep.
I need to socialize.
I got a game, bro.
I gotta socialize.
I got a fucking game.
You're gonna be the first one to sign up for the virtual reality.
No,
you're gonna be the first one, bro.
Yeah, you already tapped in with the whole PC shit.
Yeah, I mean, that was a part. Honestly, the gaming is people may take it lightly, but I was thinking about starting my own YouTube channel with that shit.
I've been told you to do it. My
computer's fucked up, but I'm gonna get there eventually.
All right.
So we shouldn't fight it. That's all I gotta say.
I'm not for it, but
you're not for it yet. Not for it.
All
Yeah.
right, before we wrap this monthly wrap up, I'm just gonna talk about our last topic, and this actually just happened right at the end of October, and that was the death of Apple Martinez, or Alpo Martinez, sorry. And for y'all don't know, like that's pretty much like every hood dude's favorite movie, Paid in Full. You feel me?
Right.
Like if that's like the guy that played, or the guy that Rico was played out of,
Right.
and you know that's some crazy shit because like he did about like 30 years in prison, and then you know got out. I think he was in Witsec, went back to Harlem, which proves to me that like people from New York are so fucking obsessed with New York. Like you're gonna go back to the hood that you know once you fucking dead, right? For whatever reason, and then you unfortunately got shot, and it's like, do you in that type of situation, right? Because I think he had like 14 bodies,
Right.
And he still did a lot of years, but instead of like facing prison, he like snitched out his like whole crew, killed his friend like that. Like, what would y'all do in a situation like that? Like if you guys were facing life.
If I was facing life, like would I snitch?
Yeah.
Yo, go ahead. You answer first.
You gonna base
You go
your answer
first.
off his?
I just want to see what you say before I say
You
it.
take lead, Manny.
No, go ahead. You take lead.
Nah,
You're
I
the-
don't think I would. I think I'll just go down.
You doing life?
Yeah, like I killed 14 people, including my friend, or like or snitch on my friend. Like I'm.
Yeah, but I feel like if you kill your friend, like you have no loyalty to begin
Yeah,
with. You know
no.
what I mean? Like you're.
Bro, we already talked about this, like whether we would snitch or not. I don't know if we posted the video, but the way I would go about it is like, I chose that lifestyle, right?
Okay.
I
super
personally
thug.
choose-
super thug.
I personally choose right now not to live a thug lifestyle, not to go out and murder people and get involved in situations where I could end up 35 years in prison
Right.
and end up snitching. But if you're living that lifestyle, you gotta take it what's given to you. Like, you're not, you shouldn't be snitching.
I
Like,
think it's
you taking life.
I think it's such an easy way to fuck. I think that's such an easy answer, bro. I feel like that's like the generic answer which you just gave me, right?
Okay.
Because I feel like like bro, I chose that life. I'm saying I knew what I was doing. Like
Right.
I'm gonna take that. I think when you're sitting in a fucking cell and the cop walks up, he's like, bro, you are gonna do 60 years unless you give me 5 names right now.
Let me finish. As soon as I get in my cell, I'm gonna be like, fuck, I should have snitched.
It's never too late to snitch. You could always, you could always go back and snitch.
I mean, even after the sentencing.
Yeah.
Really.
Didn't know that.
I thought,
You could always file for appeal.
and snitch then.
So what are you about to do?
What?
You gonna snitch?
Me?
Yeah.
Oh, hey, I'm.
You snitching?
Yo,
Takashi 6ix9ine.
No, not to never do
like
a fucking deed with this nigga.
Yo, he's
Yeah.
you're about
that's exactly. I'll give you that. I'm. The reason I would never put myself in a situation like that is because I know I'm not built for to do life in prison. You feel me?
Right.
I got 3 years in me, I got 3 years. If I do any type of crime and they give me 3 years, I'm not snitching. A day more, a fucking day more.
And you're out of
I'm
here.
giving out
everybody
addresses.
going down. Man.
That's why I know myself enough that I would never put myself in a situation where I'm gonna have to be faced with that choice. You feel me?
Right.
Cause I'm fucking singing, bro. My life, my one fucking life.
Right.
But
Unless I tell you what, I won't snitch unless I can use meta in
Inside of
prison.
prison.
If I can use a fucking thing in prison, then I'm fucking all right. Be
You can
living
still
my
get
best
head from
life.
bitches in prison.
we've been told that going to jail is not that bad. Like it's
We have
actually
been told
pleasant. It's like some people will go to jail for like $50,000
that was like 2 years. That was a 2-year scenario, not a 30 plus years to life scenario.
People, you're right though. People that's been in prison,
But they made
really
it seem
be trying
pleasant,
to
though.
fucking sell it though.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They do
they were
their
trying to
best
sell
to
it,
sell
bro.
it, yo.
But-
It's not that bad.
Here's another question. Like, what do you think of him going back to his original hood where people were trying to kill him? Like, what would y'all
But
would
that's
y'all do
stupid.
that?
That's stupid criminal shit. People do that shit all the fucking time. Look at all these rappers that get killed, or these people that come out of jail. Like they all go back to the same hood and start hanging around the same niggas and end up getting killed by the same enemies that probably landed them in jail before. Like the same gangs, the same people, the same bullshit. You end up in the same fucking spiral.
Most people don't even have to fucking do things. The crazy shit is, I understand, some people are born in circumstances like where, they have no choice but to trap. You feel me? They have no choice but to rob like that. It's like, they're, you know what I'm saying? But yo, a lot of people that like turn into drug dealers, right? Like grow up in like these fucking perfect households.
Yeah.
You feel me? Like yo, they choose this criminal life, right?
Yeah.
Like bro, like you was going to prep school. Like what the fuck are you doing?
You was playing
selling
ball in
heroin?
high school. Now you a
Dope dealer, like.
drug
Yeah,
lord?
it's crazy. That mindset. Me personally, I would have probably just moved to Mexico or
Yo,
something.
it's the music, yo.
Start a whole new
Yo,
life.
it's the fucking music, yo. It's
It's the
future.
image, yeah.
It's future. He's like he's
It's
corrupting
not,
the
future. It's these other niggas.
what?
It's not future. It's these other niggas.
Yeah, we talking about how like Lil Naz has an influence on people, like you know about the gay shit. Bro, it's like I think we gotta start looking at these rappers, man. Like
Bro, absolutely.
talking about trap shit. You feel me? Yo, they're influenced like these people, like yo, these perfectly good kids and like perfect lives, right? To turn trap stars for
Yeah.
no reason.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the life we live in.
Yeah.
That's the world we live in too.
Mm.
Like,
But I think that's about all the time we got today.
Yes, sir.
So as always, thank you for tuning in. Please like, share, subscribe, comment, all the above. Keep it coming. Keep it coming. It's been rough, but keep it coming.
It's been fun though.
Yeah.
yeah, definitely.